I got you.
Okay, cool. What up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT. That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Stan the Man, coming to you with another great conversation piece on today. And on today, we got a special guest, my boy, KJ Heights. Yeah, been on his own business for 10 years, man. Yeah, we got an entrepreneur on here for sure. 10 years, taking care of business successfully, doing this thing, man. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thanks for having me, brother Stan the Man. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes,
It's
sir.
an
Yes,
honor to see. It's
sir.
an honor to witness you being great with your podcast and everything, man. I see you
Man, I
doing great things
appreciate it.
with that. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I like that.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, man. And so, hey, man, before we get into it, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, man, and show me some love out there. All right. So, man, we're finna go ahead and get into it. Look, on today, man, I just want to talk about the state of the youth, the state that they're in right now,
Yes.
where our future is looking like as a community, as people. And I'm gonna get into KJ Heights thoughts about, man, what you think that the state of the youth is in right now.
Well, seeing everything, how everything is going on in the world today,
Mm-hmm.
the youth, it's a crisis.
Mm.
Um, it's like so much is happening, and it's just happening so fast. Life is changing, the world is changing. The
Mm-hmm.
economics is changing about America, and our
Mm-hmm.
youth are just out in the world lost. I see a
Mm.
lost. I see generations after generations after generations of our youth just constantly being lost out here, and without any guidance. It's like
Mm.
they just turn into just crime, hatred. Just is that a bad situation right now? Very
Now,
bad.
now let me ask you this, man. Before we move on, do you think the state of the youth, that the way that they doing right now and the ways they turn into, do you think it's a lack of guidance from their parents?
Most definitely. I mean, guidance starts at home. When you
Mm-hmm.
coming up, you used to go places with your parents. Your mom would tell you how to act and how to conduct yourself when you're in public. So it definitely starts at home. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Yeah, I like that because, man, I think a lot of people, they get mad at the youth, and it's hard for me to kind of get mad at them because I put it like this: you can see a child act a certain type of way, right? And have you
Yes.
ever? I'm gonna say this: have you ever saw a child act a certain type of way? Then when you see the parent, you be like, "Oh, had that ever happened to you?"
Yeah,
And,
you
and,
see
and
why
you
that child acts like that. You see,
exactly. You see
cause
exactly why that child act that way. So you
yeah,
can't really blame the youth if you see the parent and the parent acting some type of way, and you be like,
yes,
that, "Oh, they acting like that." Now I see they smoking weed in front of the kids, or they drinking in front of the kids, or they having different men come out the house, or he having different women come in and out
yeah,
the house, and you wondering why that child acting like that, and you not even giving them any attention. And so let me ask you this then. So if do you think if the parents fix their attitude, if you think the parents made the adjustment, do you think this generation will be turned around and move in a different direction?
yes. I think it can happen. It definitely can happen. Parents need to pour into their children. You need to pour in time, love. Show your kids you care. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of parents aren't showing their kids that they care about them or anything else, and it's just a bad situation because for a parent, you should care. You should care where your child is at 10 o'clock at night on a school night. You should care
Mm-hmm.
if your child is being around the wrong crowds, and you should also know who your kids are with when they're not with you
Mm-hmm.
as a parent. I mean, you gotta understand, as a parent, you can't be there with the kids every step, every move of the way, but you can do more. Parents can do more out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I it's just sad, man. You
It
know,
it is.
a lot of kids are gonna lose their lives this summer because of the decisions that they make and the people they are around. And
Mm.
parents just act like they don't care. You know.
Man, listen, what you just said, I'm gonna say this because I spoke to a guy and it's a he called I might say this wrong, but I think it's a um man he said it was something else, but it's when adults re-enter back into society or children that is at risk. So he deal with at risk youth and he deal with adults that's re-entering back into, I forgot what he called it, but it's part like from them doing what they used to do, like on drugs, and they get back to the workforce, just adjusting back as an adult. And what he was
Mm-hmm.
telling me, he was like, a lot of the the at risk youth that he was dealing with, he had been doing it for so long that some of the parent now they are parents and they children are coming in and they at risk youth.
Yeah, the cycle repeats itself.
Repeats itself. And just like you were saying about how the you should know where your child at 10 o'clock. He was saying the same thing. He said that, man, when your child come in that first time late and you don't say nothing, then you
Yeah,
come in that second time late and you don't say nothing, the child think that it's okay now to do that
yeah,
because they haven't been told. So if
yeah,
this child is smoking weed, they're coming in high and you don't say nothing about them being high the first time, the second time, the third time, they think it's okay. The same thing with drinking or the same thing with having kids. If you don't tell them, if they not being taught that certain things are wrong, if they're being taught that's okay to do, how we gonna blame them? You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
How, how
yeah,
we,
yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, man, history is repeating itself.
mm-hmm,
I mean, you have to look at it. Parents aren't making any rules and laws in their house from the get-go with their kids. So now you're leaving it to Congress, the president, to make these laws and
mm,
make these to make it a safer environment to be in. So
mm,
when you as a parent don't make the laws, and when the government step in and make the laws and start locking your child up, or
mm,
worse yet, having interactions and your child come up dead from being in a police officer's contact from somehow,
mm,
you can't really fault the system, you know,
mm,
because the system has to do something. You have kids running into these stores, man, they looting, they robbing, they stealing, and it's forcing a lot of stores to go out of business in these neighborhoods that are vital. I look in Washington D.C., not far from where I live. I look at how pharmacies are being robbed and stores are being just vandalized, and those owners are closing their doors. They're taking those stores away from the communities, which the communities really need. You
mm-hmm,
have elderly people in those communities that live there that get their prescriptions filled, and now those pharmacies are closing up. So now what? So now this elderly person has to try to commute or try to figure out a way to get his or her medications, all
mm-hmm,
because of the youth decided to go in here, vandalize, steal, and wreck this store. And it's
mm-hmm.
just sad. The law is going to do something, but the law should start at home with the parents. The parents should lay a law down.
Yep.
You gotta do something to save your kids nowadays. I'm telling you, man, life is already short and precious as it is, and
Mm-hmm.
today you just gotta. I mean, a lot of it has to do with absent fathers also, man. I'm
Man,
not, you
talk
can't
about
put,
it,
I'm
bro.
not putting the blame on no one, especially not the mothers, because mothers are doing all they can in a
Yep.
single household setting. Just
Mm-hmm.
imagine you have to work and
Yep.
provide and try to raise this child, take care of
Mm-hmm.
this child. That's a lot for a woman to deal with, especially with young boys of the day.
Yep.
It's a lot. It's a lot, man. They working with their hands tied behind their back with these boys because the fathers are absent. And once a boy reaches a certain age, it's hard for a mother to tell him what to do
Yep.
because he thinks he's a man at a certain point, you know.
Yep.
And by him not having a father, a man around, some of that is right. He is the man. He's got to be. He's got to be a man. He's got to take on some of that role, but they need guidance in taking into those roles. And moms are doing the best they can with what they have. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and then you got to look at the economy. Is hard to live. Is it's the struggle is real in America now,
Yep.
especially for a single mother.
Yep.
So she's got women have single mothers have a lot on them now.
Yeah, they do, man. And I think when you got the task, when you are naturally supposed to be the one that's nurturing the kids and loving on the kids, and the dad should have been the disciplinary, it's kind of hard to do both. I talked to a young lady before, and she was saying how um it's hard to bounce between both roles. She was like,
Yeah,
I can't sit up here and discipline him and then turn around and love on him at the same time. He gonna be confused.
yeah,
So she had to choose a path. And she was like, I I like the fact that I raised him, that I was stern on him and stuff. But at the same time, now that he getting into relationships, it's kind of hard for him to deal with women on a softer level because he don't have that balance.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He don't have that balance. And it's hard for a woman, even if you're raising little girls, because little girls, if she never been in the household with the man and know how men operate, know how men act, and she get out here with other men,
yeah,
she gonna be lost.
yeah. She
And then she ain't
definitely
gonna
will.
know what a man love is. She ain't gonna know what a father love is or whatever. And any guy that come out here and show her a little love, show her a little affection, he'll trick her, you know.
Yeah,
And I think that's how a
yeah,
lot of young ladies get pregnant and end up in situation to have babies, because they didn't have anybody that'll guide them. And then people do want to get on social media and dog people out, but you don't know the background to all those stories. It's kind of
yeah,
easy to get on here and say, well, you're a single mother, you ain't worth this, you ain't worth that, if she ain't been raised in the household. Same thing with guys. You can't say this guy, he don't want to work, he don't want to do this, he don't want to do that, and you don't really know their backstory. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So, man, I want to ask you this then. Do you think that, okay, just say, okay, so you see how the PPP loans came in, and you know how they were giving out the stimulus packages and everything. If the government sat back and gave a package deal, just gave a lump sum of money to to our community, right? Do you think that'll change things if we got the money to be able to have the resources to do the different things that we need to do? Do you think that'll change it?
No, I don't.
Mm. Why you say that?
They got the money during this pandemic. They might
Mm-hmm.
not get. They might have not got it the right way. They might have stolen it, but
Right.
they had it. Our
Mm-hmm.
community had the money,
Mm-hmm.
and it just we witnessed on what having money in the Black community will do.
Mm.
To us. It didn't do nothing for us. It didn't help us. It showed the world how ignorant we are with money, with large sums of money. You
Mm.
know, everybody that had money during the pandemic or stole money or got money,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have it. They don't have nothing to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
You risk your freedom stealing money like that, and you don't have anything to show for it now. Nothing. You just
Mm-hmm.
ran through it. You good timed it. You drank it up, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, boy, crab feasts was everywhere. Every other day, crab feasts. Restaurants popping bottles,
Right.
jewelers.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the foreign jewelers made so much money from the pandemic that it's the numbers are staggering.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
that's where everybody spent their money. You either spent it at a jeweler store or you was dining
Mm-hmm.
out, or
Mm-hmm.
buying clothes, and it was just a total waste.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and it's sad to see how you can access this much money and just give it right back. Just give it right back. Then make no kind of financial investments with it, or no kind of long-term moves with the money or nothing. You get your hands on some money like that, man. You need to be thinking,
Just
okay,
come up.
these cops is gonna come for me one day. I need to have at least lawyer money, or I need to
Yeah.
at least have something set aside or pushed away, hidden. So
Mm-hmm.
if I do come in, I have to do 5 or 6 years of time for this blue collar crime. I
Right.
have something to come home to.
Mm-hmm.
But they just didn't do anything with it.
Well, let me play devil's advocate for a second, man, because I think like this, man. And it's gonna be two parts. The first part, I don't think they've been educated enough to I don't think they've been educated enough on money to know how it works. Because man, being honest, if you're gonna get rich, you don't get rich fast unless it's like a scheme or you hit the lotto. Most
That's
people
it.
get rich slowly. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You don't just get rich fast, and you might get lump sums and here and there. But if you going towards getting rich, it ain't gonna happen fast. And a lot of people want to get rich fast. They want to live
Yeah.
their life right now. They want to have it right now. And if you don't
Yeah.
have that delayed gratification, you're not gonna have anything. And if I've been living in the hood, I'm just walk you down, Keith. If I've been living in the hood my whole life, rats and roaches, man, ain't had no nice car, ain't had no nice
Yeah.
clothes. Man, you
Yeah.
know how you get Joan at school if you ain't got the bust up shoes or got some buddies or got some
Hmm.
Elijah ones on. Nigga,
Yeah.
you got the Elijah ones on? Come on, man. They on your head. And you mean to tell me I done came up with $50,000, bro. I done came up with 20 or 40,000 or $60,000. And you mean to tell me you want me to invest in a home? You want me to put some money back,
Yeah.
and that's what you want me to do. And you want me to live this conservative life. Man,
I
you
mean,
must be
that would have
crazy.
been a smart thing to do.
That but but bro, if
Yeah,
I've
I
been living
understand.
like that, bro, I'm getting fresh. I'm getting my
Yeah.
hair cut. I'm buying me some clothes. I'm gonna give me a nice ride because I ain't never had no females. Look, man, I'm finna get right. I
Yeah.
hear all that what you talking about, but and for you know it, it's gone. And that's the type of
Fast.
money that could change your life, man. You eating out, you tricking off with women, you buying liquor, you buying the stuff that you don't really need. You know what I'm saying? And,
Exactly.
and you know, some man, they buying a little coochie too. You know what I'm saying? Let's be
Yeah.
honest. So
Yeah.
I
You know
mean,
what?
all your money gone,
They was smoking that big weed, that high dollar weed. They was just,
man.
it wasn't,
That's I.
exactly. If you wasn't smoking this or having this or doing that, they ain't want to be around you.
Exactly, man.
So
Not
now they back down to earth with us broke folks. So they
exactly.
back in the struggle again. That's what I'm saying. You made a good point with what you said that, you know, our literacy and finances is at an all-time low. We just don't,
Yep.
a lot of us just don't know how to manage and
Yep.
know how to take care of funds and when we get some money like that.
Mm-hmm.
If the federal government was to give African Americans reparation, this would probably be the best economy in the world because blacks are gonna spend, they're gonna shop,
Yep.
that's just what it is. We like to look
Mm-hmm.
good and we like to dress good and we like to
Yep.
have nice and luxury things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying be wise for when you do that.
Yep.
You know, you
Yep.
got to be wise with your money, man. You just can't just go out and blaze it all up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that should be taught to these youth, these young black kids, man, these young black boys, because you know, because they are not being educated. A lot of black boys are not going to college anymore. You
Nope.
know,
Nope.
a lot of them are not even finishing high school. So
Mm-hmm.
the some of this stuff need to be taught to these kids in high school. I think you need to catch them in high school. Give them some trades.
Mm-hmm.
Replace that. When we was coming up, we had trades in school. You could
Yep.
take a trade in high school, and that was your foundation. That
Mm-hmm.
was that was your starting point. Those were the bricks of your foundation on what you wanted to be once you got out of high school. And I know guys still to this day are still doing the same things that they learned from high school, from
Yep.
being in trades, taking up trades, learning trades in school. And that
Mm-hmm.
stuff saved a lot of guys, man. It kept
Mm-hmm.
them from not just getting out of high school, but it kept them from jail, prison, and places and selling drugs because they knew what they wanted to do. They found something that they like to do, and they can earn
Mm-hmm.
their money and make a living at that, an
Mm-hmm.
honest living at that. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm all for offering trades back to kids in high school. I mean, it really should start in middle school.
I agree.
You
I
know,
agree. 'Cause about
Middle
time
school, you
high
should
school they
start
can
taking up
master it.
trades. You You should
Mhm.
a child, especially a young man, you should know how to change a flat tire or change oil in the car. You shouldn't have to go and get a oil change every time you get an oil change, or if you have a
Mhm.
flat on the side of the road, you got to call and wait for services. Some of
Mhm.
these things should be learned and taught as in school or at home if you have a father figure there. If not, like I said, it should be offered in school, and I'm all for that. I think that should come back because it will save a lot of lives.
Mhm.
It really would.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
man. I love that idea because one thing about it is like, man, I love the way that I was brought up in the small town that I was brought up in because for one, you had a lot of men around. Like when I
yeah,
was coming up, I remember we had male principals, we had male teachers. My whole from elementary, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say probably from the third grade all the way up to the 12th grade, we had men teachers, we had black men teachers, black men that was
yep,
principals. And so we had that example. And a lot of the men was teaching and telling us about the trade, how we shouldn't be playing around in here and learning those different things and made us learn it. It wasn't
yep.
no it wasn't no sitting around and you go in there, you can play in shop because we had auto body, we had auto mechanics, you had woodworks, carpentry, and
You had
dang,
drafting and design.
drafting and design.
You had
Yep.
a lot home. You
Yeah.
had home. They had home X where they would teach you how to sew,
Yep. Teach you how
make
to
a
cook,
cake.
how to sew. Yep.
It was a lot. It was good then. And when
Mm-hmm.
they took that from the schools in America, it was the start of the downfall of a lot of kids, man, that could have been something or made something with themselves. And
Yep.
they when they took that away, when the federal government stopped funding that, it
Mm-hmm.
just it was the beginning to the end. And now we're in the end. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
you can stop and ask a young man now what he's gonna be or what he's gonna do. He don't know. You
No.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
they are just lost out here, man. It's sad. It's real sad to see these generations of young boys lost, man. And they are giving black women just we're putting our black women in a bad situation.
Yep.
They having to go to college, they having to work, take care of everything, lead the household,
Yep.
raise the kids. The
Yep.
black men have just lost their way in America, you
True.
know.
True.
And now you look at it, they want to be either entertainers, rappers, or athletes. And a lot of us don't make it. Some do and some don't.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does, that leaves for you to have to pay for every service that you have. You don't know how to unclog a toilet. You don't know how to change a light bulb. You got to call someone for everything,
Mm-hmm.
And it's making a way for foreign people to come to this country, bro, and just take over the
Take
lower
over.
class, middle
There
class.
you go. The
And
working class. Yep.
the blacks are gonna we getting bumped.
Yep.
We a lot of us just don't know it, but a couple of generations behind us are heading for nothing but poverty.
Yep.
If you're already in poverty, that's where you stand. You're
Yep.
not,
Or
because
lower.
because nobody wants to go and get a trade skill anymore. Nobody wants to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to be an auto mechanic or a diesel
Yep.
mechanic or a CDL truck driver
Mm-hmm.
or none of that. When I first started trucking, which was 10 years ago, I would see a lot of brothers out driving trucks, owner operators. I would
Mm-hmm.
just see a lot of young guys. And with the trucking industry doing its phase and going through its changes and pushing a lot of people out that couldn't sustain, it's giving a demographic change also. I'm seeing a lot of foreign people come in and take over.
Mm.
And it's making for
Mm.
it's just setting up for impoverish on the black community, the black male community.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's a sad look, man. The way things
Mm-hmm.
are changing and the way things are becoming in our black community. We're quick to kill one another for nothing, quick to rob from
Mm-hmm.
each other for nothing, don't
Mm-hmm.
want to work, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine if I wasn't in a household with my sons that want to stay around, lay around, play games all day and night. Don't even
Mm-hmm.
want to take a shower. I mean, just, 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 just imagine the boys, the kids, the young men that are like that with just a mother in the household.
Yep.
She can't tell you can't tell them nothing. It's hard to tell them
Mm-hmm.
what to do. You know,
And,
I
and
have
he
a
and he
hard time telling
physically.
them what to do, but they listen, they hear me when I when
Yeah.
I when I put my command voice on, they
Yeah.
respect it and they get to it.
Mm-hmm.
And with the mother, it just it's not the same. I have witnessed it before, it's
Yep.
just not.
Man, that's true. And something else, man, I want to go back to real quick was like when you was talking about going to the different trades and everything. I remember when I first, before I got to the point where I was at now, man, I came to a little space where I wanted to quit drinking, wanted to quit smoking, man, and I really wasn't having any funds like that. I really wasn't doing what I supposed to be doing in life, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was on this little seminar with this guy, and I thought I was doing something, it was a little real estate seminar. And I was like, man, uh, I remember I said, man, I got $1,000, man. What should I do with it? How should I invest this $1,000? He was like, man, I'll be honest with you. You need to invest in yourself, spend it on yourself. And at that time, I felt like he dissed me, right? Because I'm
Uh-huh.
like, man, come on, man. But thinking about what he said, when I started investing in myself and making myself more valuable and like buying different courses and reading and studying up on stuff myself and spending that money myself, and my value started going up as a person
Yeah.
and realizing I can't take this $1,000 and rush it and get there quick. But if I put that $1,000 in me, it's not gonna never go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And then
Exactly.
it's gonna help my family out. But I wasn't looking at that like that at first. And I think a lot of young men not looking at the long haul.
Yeah.
They looking at
Yeah.
this what they do, Key. They put a couple of guys as rappers, a couple of guys as gamers, a couple of guys that YouTubers. Um, they put a couple of NFL basketball players. They put all those guys in there, and it's only a select few that's making that money, and they make each black man think that that's what you can do in order to make your millions. You ain't
Yeah.
got to be no plumber. It's plumbers that's millionaires. It's real
Yeah.
estate investors that's millionaires. It's contractors, builders.
Yeah.
All these guys are millionaires, even though they're not going around and bragging about it. They making the money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They
Yeah.
making the money, but they don't make a regular profession. They don't make it look flashy enough. You know,
Yeah.
they don't make it look like, oh man, he ain't got the chains on. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. But he worth 5 million liquid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got 200,000 in the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? All this stuff paid for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but he just sitting back chilling, and he not talking to everybody and not being flashy. So the people that they pushing in front of us is the ones that's in entertainment. But
Yeah.
just if you got guys like us on the call and we talking, and we might not be that flashy, but we doing pretty good in life. And a
Yeah.
young and compared to listen to us, then just say if Drake get on there and tell them to do something, they'll listen to Drake quicker than they'll listen to us, even though they're closer, like financially or just living life, they're closer to us.
Yeah.
But the media and tricked them out and said, "Hey, listen to Drake."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Social media has definitely played its part in all this downfall that we're going through as a community.
mm-hmm.
It has
Talk about it.
it's highlighted all the glam,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
all the glorious nice things,
Mm-hmm.
and but it hasn't showed you a blueprint on an honest way to get that. You know, they only show the nice things, the glamorous things, and
Right.
it's just it just it's just a bad seed that's been planted with this social media thing. I look at hip hop, the stage that it's in today. It's planted even a worse of a demon seed. It's just it's fueling a lot of hate, a lot of death, killing, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's just something has to be done.
It
It's
is.
just hip hop has just destroyed the black men. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
from one of the, from one, I mean, it's going from one extreme to the other. Got guys want to dress like women, put nails on their, paint on their nails, wear dresses and skirts,
Mm-hmm.
and kill. I mean, it just went to major extremes. It just it's at an all time low. You
So
know.
so let me ask you this, Key. Cause like me and you grew up listening to hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say this. Did it have some of the killing and all that in there? Yes. But a lot of the guys that was on there, every song that talk about killing and doing all this, they had songs about their mama. They had songs about them getting out of their situation. They had songs about different things. Then they had songs about saving your money up to have a lawyer. Um,
Yeah.
doing those different things. So it wasn't just about selling dope, getting women, having sex, popping pills, and doing drugs. You know. Now, even though that was in there, it was a balance to me because I don't see the young man now doing a Dear Mama song.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, back then though, man, we had parents that was guiding us. We was
Mm,
we was listening to that in this ear, but we had a mom and dad in this ear staying on to us, making us get
what?
up and do things, making us go work, making us keep a room clean, making us make sure our schoolwork was done, make sure we was going to
Yeah.
school and not just skipping school. So when you take when you take the parents out your ear and you just feed this hip hop and
Mm-hmm.
this bad rap culture to a child's ear, this is what you're getting right here. This is the
Mm,
outcome.
mm.
So
Ooh, that's
I think
good
hip
right there.
I think hip hop is just, man, it's the leading cause for where we are today. It is. It's the leading cause, man. And it doesn't supposed to be like this. You
Yeah.
know, hip hop was just a rhyme. Was Hip hop was created with rhyme telling and storytelling. It
Yeah.
wasn't created for killing and I want to do this to you, I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't. These guys here, they go out and kill somebody and go right to the studio and rap about it and put it out for the world. And now
Snitch
they
on
want to,
yourself.
and now they want to fight Congress for wanting to use lyrics in a song to criminate you. You know,
About stuff that actually happened.
stuff that actually happened. Now you
Actually,
gonna go out here
actually
and do
happened,
this and
man.
come and rap about it, and
Yeah.
come on, man.
About
Like you,
stuff that actually happened, man. That's crazy.
it very.
Yeah,
It's
that's crazy.
sad, bro. I mean, it's. I've never wanted to commit a crime and go and tell on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I've never even wanted to be with somebody that I'm gonna do a crime with that I think that was gonna tell on me. I didn't want to be around that. I want to be around no snitch, man. But now you got guys that'll go out here, they'll go out here and slide on one of their ops and go straight to the studio and make
Yep.
a song about it.
Yep.
And then when they sitting in court fighting a murder trial, they looking crazy because the DA want to use your lyrics in a song to incriminate, to prosecute you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you telling the story, you telling the line for line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that, man. But that's this generation that we have. So it's sad, bro. That's why I
But
say it's at an all-time low. It's just lost. We are just lost. And like these are the people that these kids are the ones that's coming up and have to take care of me and you.
yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
Mm-hmm. And
like